What if your home is not just a house? What if your entrance is affecting your confidence? What if your bedroom is not allowing your nervous system to rest? What if your kitchen is not just where food is cooked, but where your anger, ambition, digestion, family rhythm, and money conversion are being activated every single day? And what if the reason you feel restless, drained, emotionally heavy, professionally overloaded, or disconnected from your own space is not random? This is where AstroVastu becomes powerful. Because in AstroVastu, I do not begin with furniture. I do not begin with paint colors. I do not begin with put this object here and your life will magically change. I begin with the natal chart. The planetary placement becomes the diagnostic engine. Your chart tells me which planet is carrying pressure, which house of life is overactive, which emotional pattern is hidden, which direction of the home needs correction, which room is supporting you, and which room is silently working against you. Today, I want to take you inside an actual case study. Richard. Richard's chart gives us a very clear AstroVastu message. This is a Taurus Lagna chart. So the foundation of the house must be stable, beautiful, calm, grounded, and materially reassuring. Taurus does not thrive in a house that feels temporary, harsh, chaotic, or overly experimental. Taurus needs continuity. Taurus needs comfort. Taurus needs the body to feel safe before the mind can perform. But Richard's chart is not only Taurus. The strongest concentration is in the 10th house, in Aquarius. Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, and Ketu are all gathered in the career zone. That tells me immediately, this person's life is not small. Work, reputation, public contribution, systems, technology, networks, responsibility, visibility, and professional pressure are major life themes. And this is where most people make the mistake. When someone has a powerful 10th house, they think the solution is to make the whole house more productive. More screens, more workstations, more ambition boards, more professional symbols, more achievement energy. No. For Richard, that would be wrong. Because the chart is already career heavy. The house should not become another office. The house should become the place where professional pressure is digested, purified, and restored. That is the first principle in Richard's AstroVastu reading. The home must not amplify work stress. It must regulate it. Richard also has Moon and Venus in Sagittarius in the 8th house. This is a deep emotional signature. This is not a surface level placement. This shows emotional intensity, private vulnerability, hidden anxiety, relationship depth, transformation through intimacy, and a need for meaning. Venus is also at Makaraka in this chart. That means the soul path itself moves through Venus themes: relationships, beauty, refinement, values, trust, love, emotional honesty, and the healing of attachment patterns. But Venus in the 8th does not want superficial beauty. It wants beauty that heals. This is very important for interior designers and architects listening to this. Some clients do not need glamour. They need emotional safety. Some clients do not need a dramatic bedroom. They need a bedroom where the nervous system finally stops defending itself. Some clients do not need a luxury living room. They need a living room that does not trigger restlessness, comparison, or performance. And Richard is exactly that kind of case. His house must be elegant, yes, but not loud. Prosperous, yes, but not flashy. Spiritual, yes, but not cluttered with heavy objects. Professional, yes, but not office-like. The design language for Richard is modern earthy elegance with spiritual minimalism. Now let us walk through the home. Start with the entrance. For Richard, the main entrance should ideally carry northeast, east, or north energy. Why? Because Taurus Lagna needs a threshold that says, you are provided for. You are safe. You do not have to fight the world every time you enter your home. His entrance should be clean, warm, welcoming, and stable. A solid wooden door, a refined nameplate, brass or silver-toned hardware, gentle lighting, cream, beige, pale yellow, soft green, or muted gold. This is not just decor. This is psychological programming. Every time Richard enters his home, the threshold should shift him from public pressure into private grounding. What must be avoided here? Shoe clutter, broken lights, dark corners, aggressive red decor, rusted hardware, a cracked nameplate, mirrors directly facing the door. Why? Because the entrance is not only an entry point, it is a signal. If the first signal is neglect, friction, clutter, or broken identity, the entire house begins with energetic leakage. For Richard, the entrance must not say, manage more. It must say, come back to yourself. Now move to the porch or foyer. Richard has Rahu in Leo in the 4th house, the house of home, emotional foundation, inner security, and domestic peace. Rahu in the 4th is a powerful AstroVastu indicator. It can create unusual home patterns, restlessness inside the home, desire for status through property, emotional dissatisfaction, or a feeling that even when the house is beautiful, something still does not feel settled. So the porch and foyer must stabilize Rahu before that energy enters the home. I would keep the porch clean, grounded, and simple. Natural stone, clay, wood, matte finishes, 1 or 2 healthy plants, warm lighting, no broken pots, no unused footwear, no old newspapers, no dead plants, no junk parked at the entrance. Rahu loves visual noise, but Rahu becomes dangerous when visual noise becomes emotional noise. So for Richard, the front area must be calm, not dramatic. Now the living room. The living room for Richard should ideally be in the north, northeast, east, or a well-lit central east area. This room must regulate the bridge between his public life and his private body. Remember, Richard has a massive 10th house Aquarius concentration. That means he is pulled towards systems, people, responsibility, future planning, problem solving, and networks. If his living room becomes overstimulating, gadget-heavy, cluttered, or visually aggressive, he will not relax. He will continue processing life like a professional dashboard. So I would place grounded, comfortable seating, symmetry, solid wood, natural fabrics, soft cushions, a graceful focal point, maybe a landscape, a sacred geometric artwork, or calm spiritual art. Healthy green plants in the north or east. If there is a mirror, it should expand clean space, not reflect clutter. A mirror in the wrong place does not double prosperity. It doubles confusion. The living room must not become an office overflow zone. No piles of documents, no broken electronics, no dead plants, no excessive black, no harsh red, no aggressive artwork, no loud lighting. For Richard, the living room should help him feel, I can be present without performing. That is the emotional medicine of the room. Now the master bedroom. This is one of the most important corrections in Richard's entire chart. The master bedroom should be in the southwest. I would be very direct here. For Richard, the bedroom cannot be casual. It cannot be random. It cannot be treated as only a sleeping room. Because Moon and Venus are in the 8th house, Venus is at Makaraka. This makes the bedroom a karmic healing zone. This is where love becomes safe or unsafe. This is where emotional trust either deepens or breaks. This is where the body either releases pressure or carries it into sleep. The southwest gives weight, grounding, emotional containment, and stability. The bed should be solid, strong headboard, head towards south or west, symmetrical side tables, soft warm lights. Earthy colors, taupe, beige, muted rose, soft brown, cream, warm gray, mocha, muted olive. This bedroom should feel like a quiet cave of restoration. Not a hotel room, not a showroom, not a tech room, not a second office. No mirror facing the bed. No work desk in the bedroom. No harsh lighting, no underbed clutter. No torn bed sheets. No unwashed laundry pile. No aggressive art. No excessive blue-black coldness. For Richard, bedroom clutter becomes relationship clutter. Broken bed sheets become broken intimacy. Mirrors facing the bed amplify emotional restlessness. Work devices in the bedroom tell the nervous system, you are still on duty. And that is exactly what this chart does not need. The bedroom correction is simple. Make it grounded, soft, beautiful, private, and emotionally trustworthy. Now the kitchen. The kitchen should ideally be in the southeast. For Richard, the kitchen is not just food. It is Mars management. Mars is in Aquarius in the 10th house with Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, and Ketu. Mars here gives professional drive, technical courage, execution power, and the ability to act within systems. But when Mars is not regulated, it becomes impatience, irritation, inflammation, conflict, and urgency. So the kitchen must channel Mars into discipline, not arguments. I would keep the stove clean and respected. Cooking should ideally happen facing east. Use copper, brass, terracotta, warm cream, peach, coral, or muted orange. Keep the stove and sink separated. Keep knives stored properly. Keep the counters clean. Use warm lighting. Avoid water features in the southeast. Avoid excessive blue or black. Avoid dirty burners. Avoid broken appliances. Avoid leaking taps. Avoid mirrors reflecting the stove. Avoid heated arguments in the kitchen. This last point matters. Some homes are technically beautiful, but emotionally toxic because the kitchen becomes the conflict zone. In Richard's chart, that would immediately inflame Mars and disturb the whole home. The kitchen must say, action is clean, food is sacred, fire is disciplined. Now the dining area. For Richard, the dining area should be peaceful, warm, and relational. Moon and Venus in the 8th house show that emotional intimacy can be intense. A good dining area helps soften that intensity. It turns food into bonding, not pressure. Use a stable wooden table, warm lighting, fresh flowers, fruits, a clean bowl, soft earthy tones. Do not use the dining table as a document dump. Do not keep unpaid bills there. Do not eat constantly in front of a loud television. Do not turn the dining area into a place where difficult conversations explode. For Richard, the dining table should restore emotional rhythm. Now the study or home office. This is the most obvious power zone in Richard's chart because of the Aquarius 10th house stellium. Sun gives public responsibility. Mercury gives systems thinking, communication, analysis, planning, and technology. Jupiter gives advisory ability, ethics, wisdom, and professional guidance. Mars gives execution and courage. Ketu gives detachment from ordinary status and a need for deeper purpose. This is a powerful professional combination, but it must be structured. The best home office zones for Richard are north, east, or west. North gives analytical clarity and income flow. East gives leadership and visibility. West gives long-term disciplined work. The desk should ideally face north or east. There should be a solid desk, organized shelves, a healthy green plant, a working clock, good lighting, and clean technology. This is where the planetary placement becomes the diagnostic engine. If Mercury is prominent, I check documents, wires, books, screens, communication tools. If Aquarius is overloaded, I check technology, networks, airflow, visual clutter, and mental noise. If K2 is in the 10th, I check whether the person is working with purpose or just collecting pressure. So for Richard, the home office must be clear, not crowded, functional, not flashy, future-facing but grounded. Avoid tangled wires, dead laptops, broken phones, old chargers, piles of unread papers, dark corners, too many screens, chaotic boards. A chaotic office will directly disturb career clarity. For Richard, clean technology is not aesthetic. It is remedial. Now the spiritual corner. The Northeast is crucial. Richard's moon and Venus in Sagittarius in the 8th house require meaning, wisdom, philosophy, mantra, and inner transformation. K2 in the 10th also shows that work must eventually become purposeful. If he only chases achievement, success may feel strangely hollow. So the Northeast should be clean, light, sacred, and uncluttered. Place a simple altar, one main deity or yantra, soft light, clear quartz, a small diya, and perhaps a few spiritual books. Use white, cream, pale yellow, gold, or very light blue. Avoid footwear, storage, cleaning items, toilets, laundry, dustbins, heavy idols, or excessive objects here. The Northeast must remain light. For Richard, this zone protects clarity, faith, decision-making, and inner guidance. Now the storage room. Storage should be in the southwest, south, or west, but highly organized. Taurus Lagna needs stored material to feel secure. But Moon and Venus in the 8th mean hidden clutter becomes hidden emotional weight. So closed cupboards are better than open clutter. Labeled boxes, organized financial documents, warm lighting, heavy but clean storage. Remove broken items immediately. Broken clocks, old shoes, dead plants, damaged mirrors, cracked crockery, rusted tools, torn bedsheets, non-working electronics. These things are not neutral. They activate Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu patterns. And in Richard's chart, they can show up as delayed gains, mental heaviness, emotional leakage, and career confusion. Now, bathrooms and toilets. Best zones are west, northwest, or southeast, depending on the layout. Keep them dry, clean, ventilated, and well lit. Repair leaks immediately. A leaking tap is not just plumbing. In AstroVastu, it becomes symbolic money leakage, emotional leakage, and energy drainage, especially for a Taurus Lagna with 8th house moon and Venus. Avoid toilets in northeast or the center of the house. Avoid dampness, stale smell, broken mirrors, dark tiles, and continuous leakage. For Richard, a neglected bathroom can quietly weaken peace, wealth retention, and emotional clarity. Now the center of the house, the Brahmastan. Keep it open, clean, and light. This is especially important because Ketu is strong in Richard's career zone. Ketu needs space, it needs subtlety, it needs emptiness. If the center of the house is blocked by heavy furniture, storage, clutter, or a toilet, Richard may feel internally fragmented, spiritually disconnected, or professionally directionless despite effort. The center must breathe. Sometimes the best remedy is not adding anything. Sometimes the best remedy is removal. That is one of the deepest AstroVastu principles. Now let us make this sharply practical. What are the dominant areas of Richard's home that need attention? First, the bedroom. Because Moon and Venus in the 8th, with Venus as Atmakaraka, make emotional safety and relationship healing central. The bedroom must be southwest, grounded, soft, symmetrical, mirror-controlled, and free from work pressure. Second, the home office. Because the 10th house Aquarius stellium makes career the dominant external life force. The office must be clean, organized, technologically disciplined, and purposeful. Richard must work in one defined zone, not let work invade the whole house. Third, the northeast. Because Jupiter wisdom, Sagittarius depth, and Ketu's search for meaning all demand a sacred clarity zone. The northeast must be light, pure, and uncluttered. Fourth, the kitchen. Because Mars needs disciplined fire. A chaotic kitchen will produce irritation, conflict, digestive stress, and emotional heat. Fifth, the entrance, because Taurus Lagna needs to enter the house through safety, beauty, and stability. The threshold must reinforce self-worth and calm. Sixth, the living room, because Rahu in the 4th can make the home restless if the living room becomes too dramatic, artificial, tech-heavy, or status-driven. This is how AstroVastu becomes precise, not generic, not superstition, not random placement. We read the chart, we identify the dominant planet, we identify the house of life. We identify the emotional pattern. Then we correct the corresponding room, direction, object, color, and behavior. That is why I say, planetary placement is the diagnostic engine of AstroVastu. For Richard, the diagnosis is clear. His home must not be loud, it must not be cluttered, it must not be overly technological, it must not be emotionally cold, it must not become a showroom, it must not become a second office, it must become a quiet power base. A place where ambition is purified, where emotional depth is softened, where relationship energy is healed, where professional pressure is contained, where the body feels safe enough to receive life. And this is the larger message for you. Whether you are an interior designer, architect, conscious seeker, millennial, Gen X professional, or someone who simply feels your home does not fully support your life. Your home is not separate from your chart. Your home is your chart in physical form. Your entrance is how life enters you. Your kitchen is how you process fire. Your bedroom is how you surrender. Your living room is how you relate. Your office is how you express karma. Your northeast is how grace enters. Your southwest is how stability holds. Your center is how your soul breathes. So before you ask, what color should I paint this wall? Ask a deeper question. Which planet is asking for support? Before you ask, where should I place this sofa? Ask, which area of my life is unstable? Before you ask, why do I feel tired in this house? Ask, which room is carrying a planetary burden it was never designed to hold? That is how we make a home for the soul. Not just a beautiful home, not just a Vastu-compliant home, not just a spiritual-looking home, a home that works for you, a home that understands your chart, a home that helps your nervous system, your relationships, your work, your wealth, your sleep, your clarity, and your evolution. For Richard, the home must say, you can succeed without burning out. You can lead without carrying everything. You can love without losing emotional safety. You can work deeply and still come home to peace. That is the result-based promise of true AstroVastu. And maybe that is what your home is asking too. Maybe your home does not need more decoration. Maybe it needs diagnosis. Maybe your home does not need more expensive furniture. Maybe it needs the right room to carry the right energy. Maybe your soul has been asking for a home that finally understands you. If you want an AstroVastu reading that is specific to your natal chart, not generic advice, not copied rules, not random remedies, get in touch with me. I will look at your planetary placements, your dominant life themes, your emotional pressure points, your relationship needs, your career pattern, and then map them into your actual home. Because the goal is not to make a house that looks spiritual. The goal is to make a home that works for your soul.